Casey Anthony, is too much being made about FBI lab tests on a key piece of evidence that came back negative.
How big a deal is the lack of DNA and fingerprints on the duct tape across Kaylee's skull? And what about contamination from an FBI tech? West reporter Bob Keeling joins us live with a reaction from a DNA expert who is the state of Tennessee's chief medical examiner. Bob?
Martha, he says contamination does not necessarily mean that something incompetent or sinister has taken place. And in the case of the duct tape, he says the findings are not surprising, considering the tape may have been exposed to the elements for months.
The inflammation is too mixed.
DNA expert Dr. Bruce Levy examined the recent FBI lab results on duct tape found across Kaylee Anthony's skull. He says it's not surprising very little DNA was left once the body was discovered.
If it was on the body while the body was exposed to the elements, exposed to the weather, you would be not surprised to find very degraded DNA where you might only find a small fragment.
In their reports, the FBI admitted they did find DNA belonging to one of their own female technicians on the tape. Levy says that can happen very innocently and does not mean lab tests were botched.
Any person coming into contact or near that body can leave DNA evidence unless they're literally enclosed in a cocoon.
West 2 has learned that Casey's defense continues to maintain there is an unknown DNA fragment on the duct tape that does not belong to Kaylee, Casey, or Cindy Anthony.
I think the defense is going to want to make it as significant as they can possibly make it and claim that it belongs to a perpetrator.
But Levy, a veteran of hundreds of criminal trials, says that might not be Casey's best defense.
I think if you try and hang on to one tiny little fact in a sea of facts, you may lose sight of the whole case.
And coming up all new at 6, we're going to look at the bigger picture here and tell you why the state could choose to completely ignore the negative DNA tests and just concentrate on Casey's actions, statements, and the evidence found in her car trunk. Jim, let's go back to you and Martha.
All right, Bob.